السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. أما بعد. Allah says in the Quran, invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and good instruction, and argue with them in a way that is best. This beautiful verse is commanding us Muslims to preach the message of Islam, to tell all the people about the beautiful religion, and to convey the message. The Prophet of Allah ﷺ said that if Allah guides one person through you, it will be better for you than all that the sun has risen or set over. Imagine the beautiful reward of making someone accept Islam or guiding a person to Islam. SubhanAllah, it's a big blessing, and it's also a duty for us to do. So today I'll talk about a 10-minute way of how to give Shahada to a Christian. This methodology is called KISS. Keep it super simple. So there's 7 main steps of how to talk to a Christian. The first and one of the most crucial steps is the icebreaker. When you start the conversation with someone, you try to break the ice and try to feel comfortable around each other. There's many ways to do that. The first being introducing yourself, asking for the other person's name, asking them simple questions like, do you know about Islam? Or have you learned anything about Islam? And one of my personal favorite icebreakers is, you go up, ask the person, are you Muslim? And if they say no, you say, well, why not? SubhanAllah, that opens the door of them thinking that it's possible to become a Muslim. It certainly works. The second step, even though we know they believe in a God, is to talk about the existence of a creator. This step is important because it cements the belief in one God. A beautiful example is to talk about the rotation of the earth. Because currently the earth rotates at 1,000 miles per hour. So look how precise that is. Imagine if it was slower. The night, the moon would be out for a much longer period, and the sun would be out for a much longer period. These longer periods will either cause vegetation to burn or to freeze. So SubhanAllah, it is perfectly made so that the earth, nature can continue and flow. And also with people, we can barely stand the heat here, the Los Angeles heat. We can barely stay outside for 15 minutes and we want to go inside and put the AC on. So imagine if it was sun for like 2 years straight sun. SubhanAllah. Another beautiful example is to talk about how far the sun is and how precise. It is approximately 92 million miles away. Imagine if it was 1 millimeter closer to us, we would literally burn. And if it was 1 millimeter further from us, we would freeze to death. So SubhanAllah, that's the precision of one God, of Allah. And this also shows that there has to be one God, because if there was more, there would be contradictions in the creation. One God would say, oh, I want it to be here. One would say, no, I want it to be here. There'd be contradiction. So that proves the existence of one God. The third step is to clarify who is God. Because many Catholics and Christians believe that Jesus is God or Jesus is the Son of God. So you can talk about some characteristics of Jesus that are similar to human beings, which is he ate when he was hungry, he slept when he was tired, he went to the bathroom after he ate. He had human characteristics like us, but explain to them also how we believe that he had miracles, like he cured the leper and he revived the dead, but all of that is by Allah's will. And then you can also prove to them that Jesus was actually a worshipper of God, because in the red coded Bible, Jesus personally never says that worship me, I am God. And in one of their main prayers, it's called the Lord's Prayer, which is like equivalent of the Fatiha for them. In that, Jesus says, our Father, art in heaven, they will be done. It's a long one that you should read, but basically, first of all, he says, our Father. He's talking to God, he's asking God, he's requesting God. If he was God, then he wouldn't need anyone. And second, he says that thou art in heaven as in earth, which shows that everything is by your will, O Allah. It's your choice. SubhanAllah. The fourth step is to review Tawheed. Explain to them the concept of one God again, because that's essentially what the message of Islam is. It's La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. There's no God worthy of worship but Allah, and Muhammad is the final messenger and slave of Allah. So our main message is to preach for the oneness of Allah. So we go review to them of how there's only one God, and that's the only thing that makes sense. And through this process, you always have to keep checking in with them, make sure they're concentrated with you. Like after you go from one step to the next, you say, "Oh, hey, Mark, are you clear? Do you understand what I'm saying?" But try to do it in a very polite manner, just to make sure that they're actually listening and focused with you. And if they're not, go back to the step, repeat that step, and then continue. Keep checking with them. And also another important side note is when you first try to, at the beginning, when you break the ice, when you get their name, try to keep using it throughout the conversation. "Oh, hey Sam, so everything makes sense so far? Hey Mark, is this clear?" It will make them feel more attached to you, and more personal attachment than just saying, "Hey, are you focused with me?" or "Hey Mark." It's more, people love when you call them by their name. So the fifth step is now talking about what Islam preaches and what Islam believes. You go into the 6 articles of faith. Talk about the oneness of Allah again. Go over the belief in the angel. So the belief in the angels, the books, the prophets, the day of judgment, and predestination. But you can mainly focus on the oneness of Allah, then the books, which also encompasses the prophets of like Jesus revealing having the Injil revealed to him, and Moses having the Torah revealed to him. So it's all connected. And then third, you can talk about the day of judgment, show them that relation that we have to them. We believe in accountability, we believe in heaven and hell, and how the beliefs are very similar. And then number 6, let's talk about the 5 pillars of Islam. We have the Shahada, and then when you talk about the Shahada, this opens a gateway to actually them saying, "Oh, it's that easy to accept Islam just by saying this one statement." So that will clarify that. Then you could talk about the prayer, and talk about the benefits of prayer, and how the scientific benefits and the spiritual benefits, and also connection to your Lord. And talk about Ramadan and how it makes you feel for the hunger, and how it increases one's willpower. Talk about Hajj, how it symbolizes the day of judgment and how it creates unity between everyone. Then talk about Zakah, to help the poor people, to spread equality with wealth, and so on, all the benefits. So after explaining all these, there's one final step, which is one of the hardest steps to do. It's the execution of how to seal the deal, basically how to give them the Shahada. There are many ways, so you can try to ask, "Are you ready to accept Islam?" or "What's stopping you from accepting Islam?" Just simple ones so they can feel like they're invited to it. It's open arms. They're more than welcome to join our religion. And then basically make them feel comfortable, and ask them if they have any questions or what's stopping them. And that was the basic methodology, keeping it super simple on how to convert a Christian to Islam by the will of Allah. Jazakumullah khairan. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.